Welcome to Graz. It's an amazing city, the second largest city of Austria, and I'm really not happy with many things here, and I would like to share what we need to do. It's a beautiful place, it's rich from history, and it's absolutely a great place, but the infrastructure to reach it is really very complicated, and this is not good. We are now 20 years in the EU enlargement of Slovenia and of Hungary. 20 years is next year. And we should really have a major infrastructure progress already. But no, we don't have. I have been at the situation that I have now been driving from Vienna to Graz, and it's the same train I was really 30 years ago. This is not good enough. It's the train going to Trieste, and it's not good enough. The train to Zagreb is very slow. The train to Budapest is via Vienna. Graz could be the hub of Central Europe. Here it go easily, fast train, towards Budapest, towards Belgrade, towards Zagreb. This could be the pumping heart of the transit between Turkey and Germany. But no, when you go to Linz, this is still the monarchy railway. They want to finish it for 2040, if ever. And no, the main prosperity of European growth is obviously going east-west. And we're doing now the north-south, we're doing that on the Brenner, but from Germany to Turkey, and then to Asia, to China, to Japan, to the East Asian, to India. I mean, the logic is simply to make a strong tunnel, a big railway tunnel, ICE, from Frankfurt to Graz to Zagreb, and then you have one, of course, towards Belgrade and then to Turkey, and then you have one at the Adriatic Sea towards Trebinje, which the emperor has done already. And it's unbelievable that the emperor, the Kaiser, he could open in Trebinje the railway. That was the situation 1901. It's 123 years ago, 22 years ago. And then they had a small railway towards Herceg-Novi in Montenegro today. That was the infrastructure achievement of Austria 120 years ago. And today, where are we now? What a shameful neglect it is ultimately. And then they say, we will do it, they are talking so nice, and they have all this inner Austrian infrastructure, which actually from Linz to Innsbruck is now quite nice. I commute very often between Linz and Vienna. It's very nice. Between Linz and Graz, it's very bad. It's 30 years ago I was traveling like that, like your overcrowded trains, no service, the classical kind of trains you would expect from a communist country in transition in the 1990s. This is the reality, and that's very bad. Why can I not, I live now in Vienna, why don't I have a ICE to the Croatian coast? Or to Thessaloniki, or to Albania? I mean, it's because of the greed and pinginess of Merkel, and all her lack of courage. We should have built this infrastructure already after 2004. But 16 long years she was neglecting all the investment east. And I told it everywhere, this needs to be done. And we all knew it, because everybody who worked on EU enlargement 10 years knows it will be expensive. Who else should do? The poor countries here in transition, Austria included. No small country can build the union-wide infrastructure which is necessary for a political union, obviously to prosper, for an economic union. Have you heard that Arizona has to build all its infrastructure alone? Of course, that's not working. So there is the need for pan-European infrastructure funding and financing, and also to pay it and to develop it according to pan-European priorities, which are, of course, to connect Ukraine and Turkey and all the regions between with the heartland of industry in Germany and the Benelux and in northern France. And, of course, in between it must be east-west connectivity. And here the Greens are blocking everything. And they call, let's do something on the railway. Of course, you need energy, ports, you need the waterways, you need the airports, you need the third landing in the runway in Vienna, you need the ICE from Berlin down here. It's not so complicated. Everybody with a map in his hand can see that. And of course, it needs to be paid by the EU itself. How you think that Kosovo has the money to build all the infrastructure on a modern way? Absolutely not. Or Ukraine? Absolutely not. Here must be major transfers in the infrastructure union. And that's what we need to do. That's why we need common European debt. That's why we need the 2 trillion package. And that's why Graz needs also to be part of these infrastructure priorities in all directions. From Berlin to Patras, from here to Zagreb, and of course also to Belgrade. And how come we let the Chinese do all these things? What a crazy thing! Serbia and Hungary run to the Chinese and build their things, and the Croatians and the Montenegrinians. Yeah? How come? And then we sell our ports to the Chinese. I mean, I understand that I'm also soft on the Chinese. You know, I don't think they will roll with the tanks, you know, against us. As the Russians are the enemies, we have to defeat them, and we will. But to give our vital infrastructure in energy, in infrastructure, in railways, in highways, in electricity, in ports to the Chinese is also a bit crazy. We need to Europeanize that. That's, I think, very logical. And then we need a European infrastructure company for railways, and we build it everywhere to Turkey and to Ukraine, obviously. That's so logical, and I cannot understand why it's not happening, and I call for it to happen here from Graz. And let's turn Graz into the infrastructure hub for Southeastern Europe to have fast trains and highways from here, basically in all directions. And first of all, let's cross the Alps again. It could be done during the Kaiser's time. So Ursula, that we can expect. And let's pay for that. Let's make it reasonable. That should be done. Everybody in Europe should have a right to have a fast train like in France, and that it will be much better. And it will be not only the Paris people going in retirement at 60 who can then commute easily at low cost towards the Côte d'Azur, but everybody in Europe should work a bit longer. But it is also easy when you can make nice holidays on a train ride towards the Croatian or Albanian Riviera from Graz and from Vienna, by the way. So guys, really 20 years and so little results on infrastructure east is a bit embarrassing, and I hope you feel embarrassed. Shame on all those who blocked the infrastructure solidarity which we need via common debts in the last 20 years. Thanks a lot. Time to get it done. Bye.